Alright guys, this is the first layout I created with my kit for the month of March and the How to Kill a Kit with Style video. If you haven't seen how I put together this kit and you're interested, go ahead and check out my channel. You can find the video there. It is actually a live going through my stuff and kind of talking through what I'm pulling and what pictures I chose and why, and what items I chose and why. So if that's right up your alley, go ahead and check it out. Hopefully, if I remember, I will try to leave a link down below. Now, I did have to, well, I didn't have to. I went and pulled cardstock from my stash. I did not use the Swiss dot cardstock that I had pulled for the kit, and that was because it was just such a small border around the back that I thought that that beautiful Swiss dot would kind of be wasted. So I wanted that Swiss dot cardstock to be on show, and it would not have been. I mean, look at that teeny tiny little border right there. So here we go. I'm grabbing my embossing stuff. I'm going to take a little anti-static powder bag and go ahead and just rub that over California, basically. Now this is a Ranger embossing ink pad, and it's also a Versamark marker. Now, I probably don't need to, but whenever I'm using this Versamark marker to emboss, I either dip it on a Versamark ink pad or this little Ranger ink pad guy, just to give it a little bit of extra juice. So that's what I'm doing there. I am just coloring in California, and I'm going to use some some clear embossing powder on the state of California. So there it is, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and grab my heat tool, and this is a Wagner heat tool. And see, it has my name on it. And oh, look at that. I just love embossing. Like, embossing is one of my favorite things to do. For it to like change and get all clear and shiny and melty, it just love it. Like, it makes me stupid happy to have it. So there we go. And now you might be thinking that I have embossed California because that is where we live. It is in fact where we live, but it is actually embossed because I want to highlight the fact that that's where the Marine Corps recruiting depot is in California. Now I am going to go ahead and cut out this cut apart sheet. I really like this striped cut apart with the star on it. So I'm going to go ahead and place that down there. Now I haven't really adhered anything yet, but this kind of Americana patchwork paper from Paper Adventures, this is an old paper, guys. It's an old paper, is going to go there. So I just go ahead and cut that mat out. Now I'm flipping through some other papers in my kit off to the side here because I definitely need to add a couple more layers. Well, I mean, I don't need to, but it's my layout and it needs the extra layers, guys. It needs the extra layers. So I go ahead and do that, and I'm using the paisley side of this authentique paper and not the Americana hearts on the other side. Now it's time to lay some adhesive down. So I go ahead and put that on there, and I really love how that looks, but I feel like it needs a little bit of sparkle in its life. So I have this, I don't even know, this little offcut, I guess, of glitter paper. And it is an older glitter paper. I believe it's from Die Cuts with a View. And that was manufactured before they figured out how to not have the glitter fall off the paper. So the glitter does leave some sparkle behind. Now I definitely know that this little card is going to be off center, but I feel like it needs something to set on it because it's kind of like the United States is kind of floating in the center of the page, and now my photo is kind of floating in the center of the page, and I just want to get that whole floating in the center of the page mentality gone. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to layer down here. And I go with this, and it's got some polka dots, and I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I need to cut, because this is a 6x6 paper and it is not going to be long enough for what I need it to do. So I throw some washi tape down, and then I decide I need to put washi tape all around the join so it doesn't come loose. And as you'll see in a few moments, that was a mistake because I have to peel it off anyway. So there's all that washi tape. No idea what I'm doing. Oh, I was trying to find the center so I could cut a banner into it. So if you find the center, there's a couple different ways of cutting banners. You can find the center and cut a slit and just go from edge of the banner, like edge of the paper in, or you could even use a square punch or a square die. They even have, I believe there's even banner punches. Who knows? All kinds of fun things you can do. And this is where I realized that was kind of a dumb thing to wrap that washi tape all the way around, because you're going to be able to see the bottom here a little bit. So grab a little bit more washi tape and just adhere it to the back to make that a little bit stronger back there. So I go ahead and lay my photo down after I realize I need to straighten my little banner piece up a little bit. And need to straighten that a little bit more as well. Just trying to figure out like the best place to put it. Then I end up covering up that join for the most part anyway with my card here. And I use this kind of thinner foam tape. And I do use my nonstick cutter bee scissors for this foam tape now, for really any foam tape, because foam tape sticks like you wouldn't believe to my scissors, and it's a pain in my rear end to have to like get the goop off of them all the time. So I just decided to use the non-stick scissors, solve my problem, don't have the pain in the butt, don't have the frustration. So here we go. I'm thinking that this layout is not going to have a whole lot of embellishment. It's just going to be one of these pages where here it is. I grabbed the letter stickers and I'm going to write out MCRD for Marine Corps Recruiting Depot. Now these letters only have one of each letter. So MCRD, I mean, there are some pretty common letters in there, but I can still spell out Alex's name. But who knows what else I'll be able to spell out with that. So yeah, I got these on a clearance sale. I think I paid like 25 cents or something, ridiculously cheap for them. So I figured even if I got 1 or 2 words out of them, a quarter, totally worth it. So there that is. And I really like that it's kind of like a larger letter sticker, but it's thinner. I really like that. Now I am pulling out some journaling cards and some papers and letter stickers, and I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do. Like, do I want to add more? Like, what am I doing here? And I think I ultimately decide not to add more. And I'm just going to put something across the star, maybe give it a little bit of shine somehow, somewhere, and then call it good. I know that my journaling is going to go right there, and I know I'm going to journal in my white pen. And my white pen of choice is the Uniball Signo, and I think that's the Uniball Signo Broad. Kind of making a whole lot of noise trying to get to it on my desk here. Uniball Signo Broad. It is a pigment ink, and I've used these pens for years, and then I got one and it was just kind of junk, and I always thought, man, that stinks. Like, it really went downhill, and you know, people were giving me tips on videos, and you need to hold it this way, try holding it this way. Well, finally I just got a new pen and was pleasantly surprised that they all were writing beautifully, and I just happened to get a junk pen. Like, the pen just was junk. It happens, there's defects. So if that ever happens to you guys, like, try again. because I went for years thinking that the Uniball Signo just went to junk, and it wasn't, it was garbage. It wasn't worth it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use these stars and place it up here. I just felt like there needed to be a little bit of something up here. There needed to be a little bit more pattern, a little bit more color, a little bit more texture, because like I said, down here I've kind of got like the United States floating, and now now everything's kind of connected and grounded, and there really isn't a lot of floating bits. And now I add something that's floating up at the top. So totally didn't get away from the floating bits, and I am okay with that. Not exactly sure what I'm doing. I'm probably like rifling through my kit, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And sure enough, oh, I know what I'm doing. So I wanted to make sure that the star that I was placing for where the Marine Corps recruiting depot is as close to as possible as I can get it on the state of California. So I was looking it up so that I could get an accurate representation. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive, because those old die cuts with a view glitter papers were notorious for popping up and curling. And now I'm just going to flip through some chipboard phrases, and these are not part of my kit. This is just something that I have off to the side, and I went ahead and found another word to use, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it up here. And I do believe that once that is up there, guys, I'm going to get my journaling on, and that is going to be it for this page. I had to pull it up and look and just double check, make sure that nothing else had to go on the layout. And I just write about the emotions going on, pride and happiness of being able to see him again, and just a whole bunch of stuff going on in our hearts and our minds, and we were just like stupid excited and stupid proud to be there. So I go ahead, get that done, and now, oh, not yet. Going to add a little bit of white pen. I'm going to outline this doodlebug paper here just to give it a little bit of something extra, because it is rather like a non-embellished page for me. So there it is, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out everyone else doing the Kill a Kit series, and I will see you again real soon.